Trying to get this thing set up here, guys. Bear with me just for a minute. I don't even know where the camera is on this thing. I probably got it upside down. I don't know. I'm using my tablet for my live, where my phone will be freed up, and I need to make like a rack or something to hold that thing. That'll work. That'll work. It's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everybody has had a good day so far, a good Christmas. I have been up since 7:45 thanks to my children. And, you know, we've just had a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm out here in the shop. We done our all of our gift giving and wrapping and all that stuff. We did that earlier today. And I'm out here in the shop doing some pouches. I had a little bit of a discovery I made with my pouches. What's up, Squatch? I'm having to duck down where I can see the comments because I've got this thing held behind a big power strip. But these are some of the pouches that I make. Get them up here where you can see them. This was a goof up on my part. I actually cut the leather the wrong way, so that was a goof up on my part. So it's got, you know, it doesn't really affect much, but it affects enough to be noticeable. But I shoot a little bit of everything, 3/8 and 8mm, as you can see. And for 3/8, the original spacing on these pouches, as on the hole spacing, is perfect. I'm trying to get this where you guys can see it. See, it's right there on the thing, and it just makes for a perfect hold on the ammo. Perfect. With 8mm, the holes aren't so perfect. Who else is in here? I can't see. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me lift it up where I can see who and all's here. I don't know what I just did. Squatch, I'm needing pouches. Well, we can definitely accommodate that for sure. Get this back up here, try to. And trying to see the comments. I don't know, guys. I'll have to look at the comments here in a minute. But anyway, what I was saying is for 8mm, these things, and it's probably partly because of me cutting them the wrong way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here for 8mm. Here's a piece of 8mm, as you guys can see. When you put it in the pouch, it goes a little bit far back, and the holes, they're on top of it, but not exactly where they should be. So I am going to make an adjustment on the hole measurement. All the other measurements are fine. The length and the width's fine, but on the hole measurements, it's a little bit goofy. And so I am going to fix that and actually cut them correctly this time, going with the right grain of the leather, where it's not, you know, where it gets rid of the stretch. I'll get my words out in a minute, guys. Just give me just a second. Get this down to size where it needs to be. Delete that. change it to that. Shrink it way down. Shrink it a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. Duplicate. Move it over here. One thing that I will say about having this laser is it will turn you quickly into a pouch snob. And I'm trying to see the comments, guys. I've got this thing. Let me move this camera around where I can actually see the comments. I don't know. Here we go. There's the comments. Now that I can see them. Okay. Thank you for the accent comment. I appreciate that. It's just how we talk in Appalachia. Nothing special or anything like that, but check this thing real quick, frame this out. Up just a little. And let's just see. I've got a scrap piece of leather in there that I'm going to check this out on. What size laser did he get, Squatch? I've got two K40s. I've got this one and I've got another one behind me that are both 40 watts. And I like it. The bed size isn't the best. I'm not the most huge fan of the bed size of the K40. It's only 8 by 12 inches. But the detail, the cutting power is fine. It can cut anything that I would want to cut with a laser. It can cut it, with the exception of metal, because it's a CO2 laser and not a fiber laser. But the when you go up to those bigger lasers, when you go up to the 60 watts and the 80 watts and the 100 watts and on up, the engraving detail that it can do you lose some of that detail because the size of the beam of the laser itself is tiny. So turn this other light on, give us some better lighting in here. Let's just see, I've got one of the originals here. Yeah, that definitely moved those. Move those pouch holes. Yep, okay. Alright. Yeah, that's what I did. I just moved the holes over a couple of millimeters maybe. Just real quick, I brought my band tying jig out here with me, and I did not bring my clamps. Oh well. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run and get my clamps. I'll be back in just a minute. You guys enjoy the view of outside. Maybe a chicken or a duck will come through to entertain you. And we're back. I've got my hemostats. got the absolute best material for tying pouches onto the back, for tying bands to pouches. 1mm butcher's twine and a constrictor knot. I won't say I'll never use it again, but it will be an absolutely no other choice to go back to amber belt ever again. What did I put to do with the bands now? In this other pocket? No. Where did I put them? But yeah, amber belt and me parted ways. I have a whole, oh, they are in my pocket. I have a whole bunch of it. If anybody wants some, I will gladly send you some, because I'm not using amber belt anymore to tie pouches. The constrictor knot with the, because I had issues with amber belt. You know, just kind of right off the bat, really. It would sometimes, I never will forget, the first time that I went down to Matthew Cornelson's house a few years ago to Alabama. It was mid-spring, and all of the band sets that I had tied were slipping the ties, and I had to go actually borrow some. I didn't know how to tie. At the time, I didn't know how to do constrictor knots. All I'd ever done was amber belt, and so, but Matthew, he actually hooked me up with some butcher's twine, and either butcher's twine or paracord guts, I can't remember, but he hooked me up with that, and I didn't have I should have switched then, and I didn't. By the way, these band tying jigs that Omega's selling right now, Omega, GZK has them too. This is the best and most simple to use band tying jig on the market, hands down, bar none. Get one, you will not regret it. No levers, nothing like that. You move the center post if you need to. It loosens up on the bottom. You move it back and forth. You hook your clamp in like so, and then just pull it, and there it is. You're ready to tie. Easiest and most simple band tying jig that I've ever used. I love that jig. Matter of fact, I was just telling my wife a few minutes ago that I wanted to get at least one more, if not two more. I'd like to have an extra just to have one, but also I'd like to have one. I keep I call it a slingshot bug out bag. It's just a little kit that I put together. You know, it's got some pre-made band sets in it, but also has some, you know, just band making materials in it. And I like to keep those handy. And it'd be neat just to have one of those little jigs in there. Set of hemostats, some pouches, cut a bunch of butcher's twine to put in there for constrictor knots, and be ready to go. And I can already tell a difference in how this pouch is going to act just based off of it being cut the correct way. I cut a whole bunch of them that weren't cut with the right grain, with a little bit of stretch to them, and I recognize my mistake. But I absolutely love the medium weight falconry grade leather that I get. It's a little under a millimeter thick. It's about 0.8 thick, 0.8 or 0.9. 1 millimeter would be fine. But it is just great stuff. I really enjoy it. And I am going to, I got my snapshot out here from Shane. I'm going to take these other bands off and put these new ones on. Grab some 8 mil. I got my catch box out here at 10 meters and just see how it acts with those pouch holes being in a different spot. And go from there. My latex is a 22 to 12 of Simple Shot Black 0.5. I know that there are a lot of quality latexes out there these days. The stuff from Omega has quickly become a favorite of mine. I love their white band. But the one thing about their white band, and I'm not throwing off on it, this is just how some latex does. I've had batches from different companies do this, but it's one thing I love about it actually, is it has a very, very soft draw. I love that about it. But the drawback to that soft draw is a little less retraction speed, especially shooting short draw like I do. Now, if you shoot butterfly, you can cut your bands, to 400% elongation, and it's not going to matter. But for the guys who shoot short draw like I do, who like to shoot thin bands, why you need either cut your band shorter. See, I can get the same performance that I get from this Simple Shot Black with 170 mil active. I can get equal performance out of the Omega. I just have to cut it shorter. And which isn't a big deal, do what you gotta do. But for today, we're shooting Simple Shot Black 0.5. It's one of my favorite bands, has been for a very long time. And okay, there's that. Move my phone out of the way. Get some 8 mil, dropping my cup holder here, and trying not to block you guys off where you can see. Oh yeah, that I can tell just by how the ammo's sitting in the pouch. I nicked the 30. But that also tells me overshot it. Overshot it again. Well, I'm still playing around with the hole size. That was the 40. I nailed it. Right beside it. There we go. Solid hit on the 40. Go after that 12. Shot over it in just a minute. There we go. That got the 12. Switch over to 3/8 and see what it feels like. Yeah, 3/8 feels really good. Still overshot it. I don't know why slingshot shooters do this, but they will hold a shot when they should have released it. And a lot of time when you do that, it really, really messes you up. Oh man. Right there at that thing. I have a love-hate relationship with that 30 or 25 or whatever it is. Come on now. There we go, I nicked it. Okay, so I'm gonna play around now. Got any comments? Any other comments come in? $115. And oh, that's the best tying method there is, man. No doubt, 100%. That is the best tying method that there is. And it does have, I will say, Omega White does have a 700% elongation. I've checked it, and it does have. I don't like to shoot my bands maxed out. It's just a personal preference thing for me. Yeah, let's do this. What in the world? Only thing that bad that happens when you start resizing, and I should have checked this, when you resize anything on these programs, you have to go back and check your measurements, because if you don't, you will wind up really, really goofing up on some things. And I'm going to adjust the size of those holes. Took them down. Let me see, what size? 3.5. I'll bump those up to, no. Yeah, I'll bump them up to 3. Just to kind of see if going down 1/2 mil is enough. Okay, so now then let's duplicate, move that over. That's going to be pretty tight. We'll see what happens. Cut one out. I wish my comments would stay over here where I can actually see what's going on. What's up, Wes? Merry Christmas to you too, my friend. Hey guys, if y'all don't care, give this video some likes, please, sir. I would appreciate it very much. Like this video up, share it. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I would appreciate that greatly. And let's see here. This thing's about done. There we go. Okay. I'm just curious about what this feels like. Same dimensions and everything. I just resized these outer holes. The reason I put 3 holes in my pouches is because it makes them feel like a little bit like, or makes them behave like pit pouches a little bit. And yeah, I'll need to break that in some. That's one thing about this leather that doesn't happen with anything else, is it takes a few shots to get it broke in, but after it's broke in, it lasts forever. So, all right, I think I'm going to cut a few of those out of microfiber as well. So let me. I wanted to do the leather first because that's what I've been shooting the most of, but I'm going to take a sheet of, cut a piece of microfiber here and see what it feels like. Yeah. I think I'm going to give some of this blue stuff some love here. Leave that open temporarily. Let's just frame that out and make sure I'm not. Okay. One thing that I do wish I had is I wish I had, I have one, I just don't have it installed yet, but I wish that I had. That's a dozen pouches. That should be enough for the time being. I wish I had my camera in my laser. There we go. About 7 or 8 minutes. That should have it. Let me see here. Where did I see that at? There's one I hadn't shot in a while. Tim Henry made me this out of black micarta. It's my wyvern design. I hadn't shot it in a while. I'm going to shoot it. That's one thing about slingshots. You can shoot it in everything, but I'm going to have to take the bands off my snapshot because I don't have any other tie strips. That's okay. I can't get over this snapshot, guys. I love this thing. It is just fantastic. It's awesome. The most pocketable full-size slingshot on the market. No questions asked. Slips right in the pocket. Nobody's ever the wiser. And I'm a big, big fan of the pocketability of the snapshot and just the design in general. The little tweaks that Shane made for me to better accommodate my grip style. It's like I told him, I'm going to be getting at least 2 more, if not 3 more. Hold on just a second, guys. Those I'm gonna have my, for whatever reason, the comments aren't staying up where I can see them. I don't know why. So give me just a second, get these bands on, and I'll check those comments in just a second. Get these wrapped and tucked on here real quick, and I'll take a gander at those comments. All right, there we go. Let's see here now what these comments are saying. What latex am I shooting, West? I am shooting Simple Shot Black 0.5 today. And Squatch, no, I have not given up on the laminated pouches. I've just been busy and hadn't really had a lot of time to devote to that. I've got a small piece of the material made up still. I actually need to go back to the Rue leather and the marine canvas. I think that was going to be the winning combo because they weren't as thick. But let's have a few shots here with the old. A little bit low. That's all right. There it is. Low again. Switch over to a 3/8 and see what it does. Low again. So I found out something. I'll go ahead and share that with you guys. I don't know if y'all remember a while back, dead smack that 30 or 25 or whatever it is. When I was talking about shooting 90 mil frames and anything 90 to 95 mil wide. Oh, right beside it. And I couldn't figure out how I was able all of a sudden to do that. Well, figured it out. And it really, really speaks to, and this I've been talking about for years, guys. It was in my grip and my release. See, when I shoot, this is 95 wide. I designed it that way. It's that way on purpose. And when I shoot something 95 wide, wow, that's, your usual grip on the ammo. You can see the gap clean as day. Watch this. Low. Now, show you how to rectify that. It's not something that I advise doing or advise getting in the habit of doing. But since I have done it and have been doing it, why, I know about it. So I just grip ever so slightly in front of the ammo, makes just the most minute of a speed bump. And Oh, right next to it. Hold on. Right next to it again. But anyway, doing that gets my shot. There we go. Up where it needs to be. And it hits what I'm aiming at. Kind of like a Gamekeeper John type deal. Gamekeeper purposefully speed bumps his ammo. He grips, and it's just how he learned how to shoot. He grips in front of the ammo. Now I don't do that. I don't grip totally in front of it. I'm just doing a very slight tweak, kind of like you would with a PFS. Got the 40. But yeah, for a long time, that's how I gripped and how I shot. And I started shooting some BBs, 17 caliber BBs, and basically had to retrain myself. Get my release cleaned back up, and lo and behold, you know, shooting stuff 90 mil wide, but you know, so I mean, at least now I know where my versatility is and why it's there. It's not something, you know, I've got the Axiom here. I've got it banded up with a heavy taper. I've got it banded up with a 23-18 taper. And do some shooting here with it. See, that shot was high because this is one of those pouches that I cut the wrong way. There we go. But, oh, is it done? Hey, laser's done. All right. Let's take a look here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, let me get back down here where the lights, where you can actually see. There you go. Knock that little bit of fuzz off. There it is. Gorgeous. Yes. And, well, if I had more band sets out here, I'd go ahead and band up some more and do some more shooting. But anyway, that's all for now. In the meantime, you guys have a Merry Christmas. And I'll probably, I don't know when I'll go live again, may do something for New Year's. You know, do a can cut for the new year or something like that. But until then, shoot straight, guys. Talk to you later. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, you stuck on the 1610, huh, Shane? Did the snapshot come in a frame bag? I believe so. I can't remember for sure. I think it did. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to make something for the shop here to do to hold my tablet up where I don't have to keep moving it around to see comments. But anyways, guys, see you later.